What would have happened? You know, he was killed at 39, just like Dr. King. Neither one of them even saw 40 years old. What would he have done with Zionism at some point? What would he have done at some of those other things? Because he already began to retract. He even said to the press, up to this point, you've heard everything I say be context in the context of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, I'm no longer saying that. I will now speak my own words. That's what got him killed.
Are you inferring that because of this conspiracy, the attempt was made on your life?
Not necessarily that conspiracy. The attempt was made upon my life because I speak my mind and I know too much. And they know that I will speak it whether they like it or not.
So when he began to speak differently, what he thought about Zionism and Jews came from Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam. He broke away from that group and began to speak. He began to speak differently with white people. He said, before I would say white people have nothing to do with what we're doing. Now we can work together. It's just that we got to make sure we maintain. He started speaking differently. He started talking about what was going on in the education. He said that here in the Harlem area, we want to be in control of our own school district. Why? He's talking about having agency. He began to speak differently than what was actually going on from where he came from. This got him killed. So my point is that the people who are quoting Malcolm X, they'll quote Eldridge Cleaver because he had some nasty stuff to say until his quote unquote conversion. They don't talk about that part because either they don't know or they're trying to hide it. I tell young people when I have those types of things, you said, always find out the whole story. Learn the whole story, right? Don't just get the boilerplate and everything, wear the Che Guevara t-shirt. Find out who the people were and then go deeper, right? Because you'll find people have a journey. David, what you thought 20, 30 years ago may not be what you think right now, and so on and so forth.
And I hope I change my mind in 20 years.
We're supposed to.
Not my values.
We're supposed to evolve. Not our values, right, but we're supposed to evolve. We're supposed to learn. We're supposed to mature, right? So when I think about the fact that Dr. King and Malcolm X were killed at 39, who knows what else would they may have come to? What else would they have changed their core values? Probably not. But he definitely, as Malcolm X, he definitely began to change his approach to things. He began to change some of his verbiage where things were concerned. And now, for people watching this podcast, and Dumisani saying that Malcolm X was a Zionist, nope, never said that. What I'm saying is that the things that got him killed weren't about what he said about Zion. The things that got him killed is what he said about the organization that he came from, because he began to think differently. He said himself, I began to think for myself. I was told things, but I started thinking differently. That's how we challenge young people. Find out.